SVB has been the bank of choice for many of Silicon Valley's hot startups, but things have taken a sudden turn for the worse. SVB's parent company recently announced that they need to raise over $2 billion in capital after facing big losses on a batch of bonds they sold. This has spooked investors and depositors, causing the stock to collapse by 60% on Thursday. To make matters worse, there have been reports of tech firms and founders rushing to withdraw funds from the bank in what seems like a run. This has caused another 20% plunge in the after-hours session. What's causing all this chaos, you ask? Well, the surge in interest rates over the last year has changed everything. Banks are in the business of borrowing short-term, cheap money and then investing that money at higher rates. This is where SVB has been finding it harder to earn money over the last year. A key source of cheap deposits for SVB, the venture capital boom, has slowed down. This means that money-losing tech companies are rapidly burning through the cash that previously sat as deposits at SVB, with few fresh investor checks rolling in to help them out and puff up SVB's deposit base. In addition, rising interest rates have driven down the value of loans and bonds that the bank holds in its portfolio. This has raised liquidity and capital concerns for the bank. To patch the hole in its finances, SVB sold a $21 billion slug of government bonds at a loss of $1.8 billion. They also moved to raise money by selling new shares as part of a plan to come up with $2 billion in capital. The bank also slashed its profit outlook for the entire year. Whether this is a one-off situation stemming from Silicon Valley Bank's unique role as the banker of choice to venture-funded startups, or if there are broader issues at play for the banking system, we're not sure yet. But one thing is clear: banks big and small took a beating on Thursday. JP Morgan dropped 5.4%, and First Republic Bank fell more than 15%. So if you're planning to invest in a bank, you might want to think twice right now. The situation with Silicon Valley Bank and the broader impact on the banking system is still unfolding, so it is difficult to predict with certainty what will happen in the future. However, it is important to note that the impact of this particular event may not be immediately noticeable in people's day-to-day lives. That being said, if this situation were to trigger a broader financial crisis or economic downturn, it could potentially have significant effects on individuals and their finances. For example, if banks are struggling to maintain their capital reserves, they may be less willing to lend money to individuals and businesses, which could make it more difficult for people to obtain loans or credit. Additionally, if the stock market experiences significant volatility or drops, this could affect people's retirement savings or investment portfolios. Overall, it's important to stay informed about events like this and monitor any potential impacts they may have on your finances.